Hello my dear students, I hope you all are doing good. Even in such a tough situations that we all are facing, the learning has to go on. So here we are again with the classes. So today I am going to teach you Climate of India, the chapter, and the topic is monsoon and its mechanism. This is one of a very important chapter to understand. In fact, the topic in the chapter is so important for us to understand because it largely influences the climate of India. Or in other words, we can say the Indian climate is all affected by the monsoonal winds. So today we are here to discuss about it in details. So let's first talk about monsoon. Though we have already discussed in earlier classes, yet let's just come up as a revision part. Monsoon is an Arabic term which means season. Okay, it is derived from an Arabic term, Monsoon, and it means season. Now this monsoon is a periodic wind. Periodic wind means it changes its direction in different times of the year according to the seasons. So that is why we consider this kind of wind as a seasonal reversal wind. That means with the change in season, the direction of the wind also changes. So now let us talk about how the wind is formed and how it affects India. So first talking about origin. When we talk about origin of the monsoon, it is because of unequal heating of land and sea, or you can say water bodies. The reason why monsoon originates is because of unequal heating of land and sea. Now let us elaborate what it is and how it affects. See, during the summer season, the temperature is high, and then in winter season, the temperature seems to be low. So this high and low temperature condition that we see during the summers and winters, that is two different seasons, affects likewise to the land masses as well as sea. The land heats faster than the water bodies, and at the same time also cools much faster than the water bodies. So what we see here is during the summer season, the temperature over the land masses seems to be high, and this high temperature, as it heats all over the land masses, the air above that land also gets heated and hence generates a low pressure. That means temperature when increases, pressure decreases. While over the water bodies, the temperature seems to be considerably lower than as compared to the land, and hence over the water bodies we see that the temperature is low. So this low temperature results in high pressure to be formed. So what happens next? The wind that originates over these places, it behaves in such a way that the wind starts blowing from high pressure to low pressure. The wind starts blowing from high pressure to low pressure. So in this situation, we see high pressure is over the water bodies and low pressure is over the land. That means the wind starts blowing from water bodies towards the land. So here in this map, we can see India with Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal. This is the water bodies that we have, and this is the mainland India. During the summer season, the mainland India hits enormously, generating low pressure, while the adjacent water bodies, that is Arabian Sea, Bay of Bengal and also Indian Ocean, it seems to be having low temperature characterized by high pressure. So what happens? The wind starts blowing from water bodies, that is from the sea towards the land. As it starts moving from sea to land, the air carries moisture with it, and this very moisture is poured on the land masses as in form of rainfall, and to that is we call monsoonal rainfall. Now, since the movement of wind, in fact the direction of the wind that we see, as it blows from water bodies towards the land, we see it is blowing from southwest towards the northeast, hence it is known as southwest monsoon. The monsoonal wind that India receives, in fact the monsoonal rain India receives, is known as southwest monsoon. This monsoonal wind, when it approaches India, first reaches southern part of India. It first reaches the southern part of India, while Kerala being the first state in India to receive the rainfall. As time progresses, the wind also starts moving further northward and hits the entire part of the country. So what in general we can see is that the south receives rainfall earlier than the north. So the early part of June, the southern part of India starts receiving rainfall, while by the time the entire country receives the rainfall, it is July, the first week of July or end of June. Now this wind, the southwest monsoon wind, because of the tapering size of India, that means it's almost pointed, a spear like pointed towards the south, the branch, in fact southwest monsoon is divided into two branches. One that blows over Bay of Bengal is known as Bay of Bengal branch. The other that blows towards the Arabian Sea region is known as Arabian Sea branch. Now class, we shall discuss in details about the Arabian Sea branch and the Bay of Bengal branch and see that how they affect the Indian part. Now as we discussed in the early portion that the southwest monsoon is divided into two different branches. One is the Arabian Sea branch, the other is the Bay of Bengal branch. So let's discuss the Arabian Sea branch. The Arabian Sea branch first goes on to hit the western part of India, as since it blows from southwest direction. As it blows from southwest direction, it happens to first go on hitting the western part of India. While it hits the western part of India, mostly the Western Ghats, the western part of Western Ghats, which falls on the windward side, receives more rainfall than the eastern part of Western Ghats that falls on the leeward side. For example, let's take two important cities of India in the state of Maharashtra, Mumbai and Pune. Mumbai is located towards the windward side, that is western part of Western Ghat, while Pune is on the leeward side, that is eastern part of Western Ghat. So here in Pune, the rainfall is less as compared to Mumbai, where it receives on an average a rainfall of 250 centimeters annually. As it first hits the Western Ghats, and with the time passing, the southwest monsoon or the Arabian Sea branch of the southwest monsoon starts moving northward. As it enters the main country, as it starts entering the country, what happens? With the distance that increases, the rainfall happens to decrease. With the distance as it increases, the rainfall decreases. As we can see here in this map, this is Arabian Sea, and from here as it increases with the distance and moves towards the northward, towards the foothills of the Himalayas, the wind has to travel a longer distance. As the distance increases from here towards the north, the amount of rainfall starts decreasing, and this decreasing rainfall, what happens is towards the northern part, we see the rainfall automatically becomes lesser than what the Western Ghats experiences. And now as the wind starts moving towards the north, the state of Rajasthan receives either very little or no rainfall. Why it happens is because of two things or two major reasons. One, that as the wind starts blowing towards the north, it happens to blow almost parallel to the Arabian Sea Branch. In fact, the Arabian Sea Branch happens to run parallel to the Aravallis. The Aravallis is the old fold mountain that is located in the state of Rajasthan. So what happens is, Aravallis, as it stands like this, the wind movement takes place almost parallel to it. So the western part of these Aravallis, where Rajasthan is the major part of Rajasthan is situated, there it is completely dry, the rainfall is very less, or in fact no rainfall, and hence Rajasthan is in a major part a desert because of very little rainfall. The second reason why Rajasthan also receives less rainfall is because, see, as the wind starts traveling the distance, like I said earlier, the intensity of the rainfall decreases, or the amount of rainfall decreases, and hence what happens is the rainfall automatically decreases and the place experiences very less amount of rainfall. But the southwest monsoon branch, in fact the southwest monsoon, as it brings rainfall to almost the entire part of the country, its major branch becomes the Arabian Sea Branch, because it carries large amount of moisture and sheds the rainfall to almost the entire part of the country, as compared to the Bay of Bengal branch. To Bay of Bengal branch, as we said that Bay of Bengal branch gets less rainfall to the country than as compared to the Arabian Sea Branch. So what happens in Bay of Bengal is, this branch of the southwest monsoon happens to blow over Bay of Bengal. So while blowing over Bay of Bengal, it is mostly attracted towards Myanmar. Myanmar is out of the country, it does not fall in India. So if it rains heavily in Myanmar, it has nothing to do with India. But what happens is, because of low pressure formations over Myanmar region, the Bay of Bengal branch gets attracted towards it. But while blowing through those regions, a part of this Bay of Bengal branch is obstructed by the Garo Khasiya Jaintia hills in the northeastern states of India. As the Garo Khasiya Jaintia hills strikes in the northeastern part of, is struck by Bay of Bengal in the northeastern part of India, the small city of Meghalaya, that is Monsoon, happens to receive the heaviest rainfall on this earth, with annual rainfall of 1200 centimeters approximately. This place, Monsoon in Cherrapunji, is the place that receives the heaviest rainfall, not just in India, but in the entire part of the globe. And it only happens because of the interception of the Bay of Bengal branch by Garo Khasiya Jaintia hills. So what happens is, if we see this diagram, the Bay of Bengal branch, which is supposed to be traveling away from India, as it comes towards India, it is intercepted by the Garo Khasiya Jaintia hills, and then it gives heavy rainfall in the windward side of Garo Khasiya Jaintia hills, and that is where Monsoon is situated. Then as it strikes towards this region, that is the Garo Khasiya Jaintia hills, a part of it starts turning towards India along the foothills. It starts turning towards mainland India across the foothills of the Himalayas. As it travels across the foothills of the Himalayas towards the Ganga Valley, it starts shedding its moisture. So as here what happens, as it starts shedding its moisture towards internal part, here there are states like West Bengal, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, they start receiving rainfall. And finally, this branch of Bay of Bengal goes on to merge with the Arabian Sea Branch. This very branch also brings some rainfall in the states of Punjab and Haryana. But the rainfall in Punjab and Haryana is less as compared to here in the east, that is in the states of West Bengal and Bihar. That is because we see that as the wind starts traveling away from the water bodies, the moisture is maximum shed here, and as it travels the distance, the amount of moisture carried by the wind becomes less, and at the same time what happens is the rainfall caused in this far away areas is also very less. So with this distance increasing, the amount of rainfall becomes very less towards the far in the west, that is Punjab and Haryana, but towards the east like West Bengal, Bihar, they happen to receive more rainfall. And as this wind or a part of Bay of Bengal, southwest monsoon branch as Bay of Bengal, it travels towards Ganga Valley across the foothills of the Himalayas, the rainfall likewise decreases towards the far west. As compared to the Arabian Sea branch, the Bay of Bengal branch tends to shed less rainfall and carry very less amount of moisture. So this is for the day class. Thank you very much. I hope you will enjoy the sections in discussing about monsoon and its mechanism. So until we meet with the next class, you all stay safe and stay healthy.